pdays is the absolute most worst week that you will ever spend in your entire life. Take a week and imagine that that week feels like a year long. That is that week. Pdays, that's your initial in processing to boot camp. In processing means that you are going to be going through medical, you're going to be going through legal, you're going to be going through your shots. You're going to be going through pretty much everything to get you checked in and processed through in order to officially make it into boot camp. And it sucks. It really does. Anyway, so the exact process that you take throughout going through pdays is that you're going to start off when you get off the bus. You're going to be wide-eyed. You're going to be like, oh man, people are yelling at me to start going and lining up and doing all this stuff. And that's when you know you get your initial phone call home saying, hey mom, hey dad, hey whoever, I made it. I'm here. I'm safe. And then you hang up. And that's the last phone call that you're going to get to them for a few weeks. And it's pretty great because, you know, if you hate your family, which I don't, but if you do, then you get some time away from them. So after that, you're going to be lined up in a line. People are going to be yelling at you to stand up straight and introducing themselves as RDCs and in charge of you, and how they're going to just continuously yell at you for looking at them. And if you ever step on a flag that they're going to be walking on, which is kind of weird, they yell at you to not step on it, but they can step on it. It's pretty cool though, because if you step on it, you get even more yelled at. So then you're going to go through what's called ditty bag issue. You're going to get all your stuff. You're going to get your sweats. You're going to get your socks. You're going to take off all of your clothes. You're going to put them in a bag and put them in a box, and then you're going to send that box home along with all of your other valuables and everything that you came with. It's pretty cool. After you go through that room, you get to line up and you get to go into another room where they're just going to talk to you pretty much about everything else, like welcome to boot camp, but it's not really that great. It's pretty much just giving you your taking your pictures for military IDs, taking information. You get your little card that's called like a next card. You can use it at the shop for all the stuff that you're going to buy there that you need. And yeah, you're going to go through that. You think it'll take like a few minutes. Nah, it takes like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Then you're going to have your loaded up sea bag. You're going to have that on your back. You're going to stand there for a while waiting for everyone else to go through. And, you know, that's all after you get your, which is your final step, which is your haircut, which is the bald look, the complete shave off, which I don't like at all. And you're going to love it. I loved it when it grew back, not when it got shaved off. Anyway, so after you go through all of that, you're going to go through a little initial medical process. They're going to ask you a few questions, and then that's pretty much it. And then you're going to go to your... keep in mind that all of this, actually, this whole process of this first day takes a good 8-9 hours. Yeah, it's pretty great. Then you go on to your ship. If you're in a 900 division, which I was, try and get into it. It's pretty sweet. You have to go to P-Hold for a while. I was in P-Hold for 14 days before I actually started boot camp. But, you know, it's whatever. So you'll go to your... So you're going to go to your ship, and you're going to be introduced to your RDCs. And, you know, this is when they're going to first start screaming at you in your face, trying to tell you who's boss. And it's at first kind of like an eye-opener, like, oh my god, I'm here. And it's kind of scary for some people that haven't dealt with it before. I kind of dealt with it before. Some other people, it's more of like it's a culture shock. But, you know, you get that. So your first 2 days are going to be medical. You're going to go through medical. You're going to sit in a room, and you're going to go room to room to room to room, getting told all this stuff like, all right, have you ever had this happen? Have you ever done this? It's pretty much MEPS medical, but like ×2. And you're just going to go through all that. And then on day 2, you actually get your initial shots. So you're going to get all your shots in your arms. You're going to get your peanut butter shot, which I didn't think was that bad, but I guess it affects everyone else differently. So the shots are pretty much the most scary part, some people think, because they're not really used to getting 10 shots in their arms and then 1 in their ass. So yeah, it's pretty great. Solid shots. So after you get your shots done and you go through there, you're just going to get more questions asked. Your butt's going to hurt. You're going to have to massage it a little bit to get it to feel better. And then you're going to continue on through P days, and you're going to also go through legal, where you're going to talk to your liaisons, so to speak, of your specified rates for boot camp. And you're going to fill out a bunch of paperwork with them, get information from them, and that's all going to be your initial one. You'll go later down the road, I think week 4 or week 5, you'll go down again and you'll fill out more paperwork and you'll get more information. But this is kind of your initial process through legal, and all of it is just boring. You're sitting there in a chair, you're tired, you're in PT shirt and sweats. You have a little goodie sock where you put your all your stuff, and you put that in your pants, and yeah, it gets really boring and tiring, and you'll want to fall asleep. But if you fall asleep, then it's just going to get even worse for you. So the last day of P days is pretty much going to be your last day of medical, your last day of all that. And that same day, for at least me, it was the initial PFA where you run it. And for those guys out there, you don't have to pass it, you just have to pass your run in under 16 minutes and 10 seconds. However, if you do pass it, it'll look pretty good on your record, which only sits with you through boot camp. So if you want to look good during boot camp, pass the PFA on the first try. I'd say only 25% of my division actually passed it on the initial, just because they weren't really ready for it. I don't know. Especially since during that whole week, you can't actually exercise yourself. And you have to sit there and you just continuously eat 3 meals a day, and you eat a lot more than you think you do. But then again, you lose it all eventually in boot camp. So that's pretty much the week of P days summed up. It is the worst week that you will ever go through, ever, because the first day or two you're up straight. You don't eat for the entire night that you're there. I got there at 9 p.m., which is 2100, and we were up all night, and we didn't eat till the next day at like, I want to say 17:30, which is like 5:30. That's yeah, I didn't eat dinner till then. So eat a lot of food before you go, because you're gonna have to have a full stomach and a lot of energy to keep up through the night and keep up with everything. So I wish good luck to anyone that's shipping out. Have fun, enjoy it, don't quit. Insert typical motivational quote here, and it's gonna be great. So have a great time, and this is Jams, and I'm out.